Okay, I wanted to make a video and explain something about banking. All right. So we're hearing now that they're changing from us going to a redemption center to a bank. So let me explain how banks work. When you go to a bank and you put a large deposit in, they have to have that money to cover whatever deposit you put in. So if you're not putting physical cash, American cash in there, they and you're just using a check, they have to get the money from that source to put into their account to cover what you're depositing in that bank, right? So to do foreign currency, and let's say we're just going to use a number, okay? Let's just going to say you're going to put in $5 billion into a branch. They're not going to have that $5 billion. They have to get the $5 billion from the Treasury Department. Therefore, they can put a limitation on how much you can spend. It may be just a couple of $1,000s. It may be a little bit more than that. And they'll tell you can only spend that until 7 or 10 days because that's what it'll probably take before you would have the rest of the money because it has to come from the Treasury Department. Now, if you deal directly with the Treasury Department, they're going to wire transfer it within seconds. I'm not seeing that with a bank because I don't think the bank is going to contact the Treasury Department that way. So those of you who have foreign currency and you think that you may be going to a bank, I think there's going to be a lot more to this because you have some people that bought foreign currency for their own use, for their own needs. Like you may have somebody that wanted to open up their business, or maybe they wanted to buy themselves, a yacht or whatever, and they weren't considering doing any humanitarian things with it or any good things with it. You get them to go to the bank, they're done, right? This would leave you with the people that actually want to do good things. So I'm not thinking that for the last 3 years, people have been showing up at a redemption center, being trained, having classes, showing up to be told today's not the day we're going to redeem, and then them going home for 3 years of their lives or longer doing this stuff, right? To be told that, no, we're just going to use banks now. What were these people training for? Why would you not use these people? For 3 years plus, this is what they've lived to do. This is what they're doing. They've been through all the classes, all the meetings, and then to be told, we're not going to use you. You're not going to this redemption center. We're shutting it down because we're going to use banks. And the banks, the tellers, the people that open up your accounts have not been to these meetings. They've been to other meetings learning about the new system and how to count this money and what the money's going to look like and, the banking stuff, laws of it, but not to the extent that these people that were working at the redemption centers have. You're not going to tell me that they just told all of these people, we don't need you now. It doesn't make sense to me. Something is not right. So all I'm going to tell everybody is I understand how the banking system works because I did casino. I had to work in credit. I've done main cage. I've done slots. I've done accounting. Something does not sound right. So I know not everybody in my room has foreign currency. I know everybody in my room does not have silver. I know some of you could give a rat's butt about all this stuff, but I've explained to you that the humanitarians have to go first. They have to be funded first before they can do the reparations. Yes, this month they have been talking about possibly the dividends being paid to us, a $2,000 check. But that's still not thousands and thousands of dollars. That little bit would absolutely help everybody, no matter how far back you are in debt or how much need of help you are. $2,000 is absolutely a godsend. So I'm not saying that doesn't help. What I'm saying is that doesn't help you help thousands of other people. And if you want to spend your whole $2,000 on helping everyone else, you absolutely can. No one's saying you can't. But I'm talking about thousands among thousands of dollars, okay, with the foreign currency and stuff. You cannot tell me that you're going to tell all these people that for their lives, for even sometimes they had to show up on holidays at these redemption centers, open them up and be ready for a call. They've been waiting for the Forex to flip. That they're going to tell these people, we don't need you. What are they supposed to do now? What is their new job? Go into the bank? Get a job at the bank? I mean, I can't see it. So no matter what you hear, just know that things are changing. I agree. Things are changing. The 10 days of darkness has changed. Them showing us executions have changed. Things are definitely changing. But I don't believe what some of these people are saying. I don't think they're getting all of the information. Either something's getting lost in transition or they're not telling you the full truth. And you also have to remember that some people still are getting information from the dark side. And that's to put our panties in a wad and get us all upset. And that's the last thing we need to do. So I am telling you, no matter where you are in this stuff, whether you're going to redeem foreign currency or you're not redeeming foreign currency, just know some aspects of things are changing, and that has to do a lot with the timeline jumps and people waking up. So that's an absolute truth there. I feel compelled to make this video of you looking at my big orange picture of what I drink out of my herb water because I just woke up and I look like holy heck. So hopefully this helps. I will explain more. I'll probably do a lot of typing, but I wanted to make sure that everybody could hear my voice and understand what I'm saying here. Things are going to change. It may not be a full lockdown. It may be a partial lockdown. There may be curfews set. In some places, they may be in a full lockdown. We talked about years ago that not everybody's going to experience the same thing. Well, now those little bitty towns that maybe only have 100 people or so that live in them, that's gotten bigger. Okay, so there might be some aspects of certain states, larger parts of it now, that may not experience everything that maybe like Chicago and New York City are going to experience. So that's changing as well. So I know that they don't want people to panic. I know that. But some people are going to panic no matter. Some people would listen to this video and panic, okay? I can't stop that from happening. You have to find it within yourself. Like I said, you have to hold on to God's hands. But I'm telling you, some things are changing. Some things are changing a lot. Some things are changing just a little bit. When I finally get a feel for what I believe absolutely has changed and way it may go, I will explain it in more detail. But for now, just know that this is what I see. This is what I feel is happening. I also want to make sure that you know that it is going to happen in this year. Let's think logically and use common sense. Donald Trump wants to have a large celebration by July. No one can celebrate in July unless they have something to celebrate. So things have to happen before July. And I still believe that there's that 2-month period from the time that we learn the things before we celebrate, because people are going to be confused, scared, traumatized, just not trusting. They have to go through that 2 months of figuring out and snapping out of it. That still is true. Just like if someone was to learn right now that you have a Bigfoot living in your woods behind your house and you've never seen it, that would traumatize you to think that it's there. So just things like that. Some people are going to handle this very well. Some people are not going to handle it very well at all. Some people are still going to take them things out of the scenario. Some people may take their whole families out of the scenario. That has not changed. And that's going to go on for a bit until people get on the right frequency. I'm trying to think what else to say because I only have so many minutes because I had to put Telegram on my phone and it burns up all of my video time and I only had 14 minutes. Just know that I don't know if it will be fully this month or into the month of February for a reveal of crimes, but it's coming. And I don't believe that they're going to wait all the way to April. I believe it will be before April. I do believe that the medical part of the things, like the beds and a lot of the other technologies, will be released around the April time mark. That does resonate with me, and that came from Sky Prince, and that did resonate with me. So I believe that that's close to what's going to happen. That's still before July. So in order to, if we go with the April-May time limit for beds, then I believe that we should have the reveal of the truth before that, before the beds. So that's what I'm thinking. So I don't get information from the military. I don't get information from any of the celestial beings. Nobody comes down and has a hot dog and a Coke with me, okay? I go by the energy. I go by what downloads I get, what images pop in my head. I just want people to understand that things are changing a little bit from what I told you. Not too drastically, but they are changing. And it may not flow the way that we thought it would, but it's not a bad thing. But I do not believe that people are all going to the banks to do their redemptions. I do not believe everybody will be going to the banks for their R&R. I believe that this is starting to weed out some of the people that were not true humanitarians. There's just not enough time to get the banks at par to do large redemptions for the foreign currency. There's just not. I don't believe they have the frequency readers in there. And I think it would take a lot of time to get the banks fully up to par where the redemption centers were at. So be careful who you follow. Just know anything you hear, use your discernment. If it doesn't feel right to you, then it's not right for you. And just trust that you will get the information that will feel right for you. I am not the person that has all of the answers. I only go by what I feel. And when I feel like I need to explain something, I do so. So hopefully this helps you. You can always message me. You can always reach out to me. And I can do more reading on it. But that's what I feel at the moment. It is on my heart to make this video. I hope that this doesn't freak you out. I just feel like there's a lot of lying going on and there's a lot of deceiving still going on. And I feel like this is the last push out of the bad people. So just be prepared to hear a lot of weird stuff. Stay with the frequency of God. Hold on to that hand tight, guys. Hold on tight, because there's a lot of people that are going to get weeded out. That I do believe. So hang in there. We're almost through with this. This has gone on way longer than I expected. I hate it because I felt like we should have already been done with this. But it's not in my control. I am not God per se, even though God lives in my heart. I am not God Almighty. So I can't make these things happen when I feel like they should happen. And there is a lot going on behind the scenes, a lot more than I think what our white hats were expecting to happen. And I think it did throw a lot of monkey wrenches at them, and they had to dodge them and go off their path a little bit. So just hang in there, guys. That's all I can say. Hang in there.